Welcome back to the Scump 10K coverage here between Faze, with Scump obviously, and STNNR. Courage joined by Fox Adon via Skype. Game number 1 going over to the boys on Faze here on Parliament Uplink. It's going to be up to STNNR to clutch up and force the game 3 here in this best of 3.
Yes, and we're actually seeing just a little bit of weapon meta change going on in here. Obviously, we are going on to Parliament Uplink. Plays very differently from really any other Uplink game mode map combination in the game. We're currently seeing the only player running a submachine gun off the start was Swirly. We're even seeing a player like Scump running an assault rifle. And really only ever see him do that sometimes in Search and Destroy. Some quick bracket updates while this game is just getting started. Obviously, Denial was the first team to qualify into the top 8 of the tournament, now in the quarterfinals. ISO just took down Enigma 6, so it'll be Isolation, the 10th seed, versus Denial. There for the bottom part of the bracket for one of the spots in the semifinals. VQ just beat out Rise. They're now in the quarterfinals. Elevate is still in their matchup versus If I Die. Let me see who's on that team, because I still don't even know. Oh, that's the whole DT lineup. That makes sense. If I Die,
that's a DT lineup. Okay. TK and XGN still going on. ON versus Lethal still going on, and then Orbit versus TCM still going on. Obviously, this matchup is for a spot in the top 8 off the start. Still scoreless through the first minute and 45 seconds. Oh,
Scump looked like he had a little breathing room right there to get something going, but one STNNR player was able to sneak just behind him and take him out. Doesn't look like anybody from Faze is able to recover that one. So we are going to be playing the reset. Wait, did someone just score? Is that what I just missed?
That was Zuma. Yeah,
Zuma just scored. Zuma just
really
love
that decision from Zuma.
Come through at the very last second.
Instead of Zuma trying to be a hero, right? Like, there's 2 different ways you can play that one, right, Fox? One is if Zuma had another player who was just behind him on the map, he could have been the lead blocker and waited for his teammate to grab that drone and play the objective. But Zuma knew that the rest of his team was just spawning up. They were still on their side. He just selflessly went for it, grabbed the drone, tossed it in, sacrificed his life for the 1-point play, and just like that, Faze is now up 3-0.
Yeah, such a smart play. It caught me off guard. As soon as I saw him rushing in, he was like the last man standing, and the drone was out, switched away. I was like, yeah, they're not scoring that. But Zuma proving us all wrong here, putting them up 1-0, and then we're seeing the dump come in from Enable to get another 2 points on board. STNNR still unable to answer back.
Stringo staying alive for his team at the moment. Shots coming down from Zuma. He's able to pick him up. Clayster is the first player to fall for this Faze push. But it does look like they've cleared out the opposing team's base. Oh, this is going to be another 2-point play coming in from Scump. 5-0 lead in the first 3 minutes.
Stringo finally getting his second kill in the game right now. We're going to have to hope that if you're a STNNR fan out there, hope they can get something going here real soon. Really start firing things up because they're not starting off so hot. And we saw Stringo was struggling to get more than 1 kill, just dying over and over and over again. His Faze was just able to make such smart drone movement into the base and get those 5 easy points.
It's actually a really big thing to point out. It's something we've been saying all year long, is when you want to take down the best teams in the game, you cannot afford to have any player play really just below average or not up to their true skill. Right now, that is what's happening with Stringo. I'm on board with him. He's 2-10 off the start of this game. Make it 2-11, was just completely caught off guard by 2 players who were spawning up. He was double negative basically throughout game number 1 as well. The only player who hasn't really been able to keep up in the slaying department so far in this series.
There it is, Enable putting another 2 points in for Faze. They're up 7-0 with just a minute left. They are on pace. They could get the mercy rule right now. I would not put it past them, as Clayster already looking to make a play with the drone, but with 3 STNNR players just in front of him and really no escort of any kind, I don't see it happening. And there it is. They just weren't able to defend it.
8-0, 8 unanswered points so far at the start of game number 2. It is all Faze all game long. This is their host if you are just tuning in. Stringo is -10. He really needs to turn things around if STNNR wants to have any chance.
Yeah, I mean, Stringo, obviously, very easy, you know, it's very easy to point the blame towards him going 3-12 right now, but honestly, I'm not really seeing anything coming from STNNR that is impressing me, and we just saw that Clayster was able to score facing 3 or 4 different STNNR players, and no one jumped up to intercept it. They all just kind of stood there. We're finally seeing them put 1 point in right here, but I feel like it's too little too late. When we get in this second half, I think we'll continue to see Faze dominate the match.
Clayster had one of the weirdest runs I've ever seen right there. Not able to get the points in, but it doesn't matter. They are up 8-1 at the end of side number 1. Yes, they were on the preferred side. I'd love to see STNNR at least make this game close here in side number 2 to try to force that game 3. Baker and Swarly doing all they can to be the aggressive AR players they need for their team to clear out the opposing team's base. Especially with that sub in hand, they're really just trying to push back this Faze lineup, but unfortunately, they just don't have all 4 players in full, well, overall just teamwork at the moment, and it's showing in the score.
Easy, just perfect coordination coming out of Faze right now. Really not making too many mistakes, and if they are, Stunner's definitely not capitalizing on them and punishing them. Scump is going to fall middle map. That would have been a huge power position for him if he were able to stay alive and pick up that second kill. He would have been in a great spot to cut any players off coming from that Stunner spawn, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen as Stunner is setting up for the reset, the delayed reset.
Drone now reset. Stunner yet again in control of this drone area. So far this game, they barely had the chance to capitalize on it. They got 1 point in, and that was really because they had all 4 players of Faze dead, and then they just pushed as a team and had the lead blocking from Swarly and Baker to allow Jump to go for the 1 point toss. Here, yet again, Faze spawns up, and with the help of Zuma's 3-piece, they completely stopped the aggression from Stunner, and now they're back on the back foot.
Yeah, Baker not in a good spot right here. 2 Stunner players directly next to him, though. You're going to want one of them to get up into some sort of power position as they're all down below. Enable's going to sniff that out immediately, get a 2-piece of his own, and then Scump is going to finish that 3rd kill.
That's actually a really nice play out of Stringo. So we've been kind of harping on him all game long for how much he's been struggling there. He flanked the opposing team, picked up a 2-piece, and just completely stopped any push that Faze was trying to accomplish. Beautiful stuff from him that gave his team enough time to regain control of their base. Baker, the furthest pushed up for his team, but he falls to the hands of Enable.
There it is, Enable tossing the drone to Scump. Scump's looking to make a play. Let's get on board with him. The drone carrier has at least a throw opportunity right here in front of him, but he's going to get eager to go for the dunk. That's 10-1. Faze is not slowing down anytime soon.
3 fall again for Stunner. It's to the point now where Faze has actually taken control of the opposing team's base. Scump doing all he can to continue to lock them down, but he does fall to the hands of Swarly. Clayster with the drone, going for the 1 point toss. Will it connect? No, that's going to bounce off the back of the map with 3 minutes remaining. 9 points separating these 2 teams.
Yeah, really at this point, if Faze wanted to, we could just take the drone and just sit in the back of the base and play a little bit of defense. I mean, we've seen a team like Optic Gaming do something like that before pretty successfully and really just run that clock dry. They could choose to do that if they want to, but I think Faze is well aware they could just continue to slay and really close this map out.
Still, Faze doing all they can to just stall this one out, as you were mentioning. It's not even like they're trying to get points in, yes, but they're more than content with just getting the drone in the opposing team's base and not giving them any opportunity to score in general. Right now, Swarly picking up that drone, gonna just toss that one off the map, and yet again, like Faze is more than happy with that. They're up by 9. They don't need to score more.
Throwing the drone off the map.
Yeah, they just need to stop the other team from scoring. So right there, that works out. Yes, they'd like to score, but there's no reason to kind of be upset about that one not being able to put the points in. Jump, winning that big gunfight versus Enable. That's going to give him the opportunity to contest for this drone area control. He does just that, wins it for Scump. This is the best chance Stunner's had to score so far inside number 2.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Stunner right there, Jump right there with that perfect stunt to pick up the kill on Scump. Challenged it immediately, not wasting any time now. Looking to make some movement with the drone, but no one else in the Stunner roster is ahead of him for a lead blocker. They're all behind him, but he still sinks the throw before falling.
10-2 now. Once my broadcaster mode lets me switch, there you go. I was a little bit behind for a moment.
Yeah, I had that too.
Clayster grabbing that drone. Just trying to stay alive in the bottom tunnel area. He just fell off the map. What's that, the 4th time so far we've seen players fall off with the drone in hand?
Plays looking for something or
yeah.
what?
Yeah, that was
a bit of a habit with that.
People enjoy falling into the water on this map, apparently. Baker's got the drone. He's got help from a lead blocker. 10-2 with a minute left. All signs pointing towards Faze taking this one 2-0. I mean,
frag grenades and uplink. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you don't see those too often. Even the drone down, they have all 4 players dead, but some hesitation out of Stunner. That's going to give Faze enough time to regain the drone control of their base. Swarly going for the 1 point toss. He's able to connect.
Really
nice movement on that one.
To sink that throw in there, Courage.
Nice movement there, but unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be too little too late. 7-point lead in the final 30 seconds. Faze are definitely going to take home game number 2. And they're going to secure the series victory versus Stunner. If they win this one 2-0, they're going to move on to your quarterfinals. Let's see who they'll wind up facing. I don't know if their opponents have been decided as of yet. No, that's going to be between Orbit and TCM. I was on Aches' stream. They were down on side number 2 of the uplink, but I'm not sure. if they won game number 1. Yeah, that's going to be it. One final score coming out of Enable. He's 33-20. Scump 33-21. Dominating game 2 performance as Faze are able to close it out. (12-3) victory. Here's a look at your final kill cam. If it winds up showing up, there it is.
Well, really, it was pretty consistent. I mean, we see all the Thunder players left, but really from start to finish, you could tell how the match was going to go. Stringo remaining at the bottom of the scoreboard, struggled pretty mightily at the beginning. Was starting off and he was, I think, 1-8 and then 2-9. I think he finished double negative at the very least. Really out of phase. You just saw a player like Scump able to get into solid positions to help out with the drone and Enable with 5 uplinks to his name and almost a 2.0 KD ratio. Yeah, that's kind of hard to beat.
Definitely, to say the least. Faze taking that one 2-0. They're now in your quarterfinals. Guys, don't go anywhere when we come back. More giveaways and more matches. Stay tuned.